so they weren't really too concerned about matching it, which I thought at first they were. So I tried to match it, and then they said, no, forget about it, and then come up with something totally different. So at first, pressure, but then after that, no, for sure.
This is for all of you. How did you decide to become a stuntman?
Who wants to start?
Well, I'll start. I came out to Los Angeles to actually be an action actor. Bruce Lee was my first sort of role model or idol. Actually, Johnny and I tried out for the same role in Power Rangers. I was flown out, and then he got the part. And I actually got the live part. I did a live show, which was a compliment to the television show, and then years later I got on a television show. But in the meantime, what happened was I earned a living because I had martial arts and acrobatics as a background, and I got lucky. I met one of Jackie Chan's choreographers. I worked exclusively for him and with him for most of my career as a stuntman, as his assistant, choreographer, coordinator, and then I decided to quit because it was my career was taking off. I mean, I was getting a lot of work, and people were happy with the work I was doing, and it wasn't where I wanted to be then. And I felt somebody else who actually loved doing that should take that job, because it's a wonderful job to have. I have nothing but great memories from being a stuntman, and I loved it, but I didn't love it as much as I love being an actor. And I have much more creative control and influence as an actor, and that's much more satisfying. So that was sort of, in a nutshell, what my journey was like, and where it is now.
I kind of along the same lines as a big Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan fan. I never really was like, I want to be a stuntman. I just wanted to be like him, an action star. I wanted to do action movies. So, you know, and my first audition was for Power Rangers, and then, you know, they flew me out to California to do the audition. That's where actually we were auditioning with each other.
He could do a butterfly twist. That's what he got.
That was the only thing I could do. Back then it was unique. Now everybody does it. But the only stunts, I mean, I do my own stunts, I guess, when I'm allowed to. I don't really, I've only done stunts for one thing, and it's called Love and a Bullet with, gosh, what's his name? Mark Hicks.
Mark Hicks.
Yeah. The F.
Yeah.
But, so, yeah, and I did stunts for that, and actually I get paid quite a bit for that, and I'm like, whoa, wow, that's crazy. But that was the only thing I did as I went in with him to just do stunts, you know. And I went with him somewhere else to Florida to do a stunt show. That was about it. You know, it's great, but there's so much more. It's harder, and there's a greater chance to get hurt, you know, because that's all you're doing. And plus, again, along the same lines, I really like to be able to create a character and you know, and act, really. Where you do have to do that. And I noticed a difference when I was working with the Japanese stuntmen, and then I noticed some of the American stunt guys that were there. A lot of the Japanese stunt guys I was very impressed by them, because physically they were really good actors as well. And so that was another thing without stunts, and I was like, so I trained a lot with them and wanted to, you know, be more like them, move like them. But again, I just really more when I do my own stunts.
Yeah, right. Kind of had the reverse with these guys. I worked on a show in Japan called The Fighter. And I was cast as an actor. It's very much like the Power Rangers. Actually, I think it came to the States. It's called Beetleborg. But before it came to the States, I was an actor. I got cast out in Japan, and that's how I got into stunts and acting and everything. I was just doing modeling out there, and I got cast on the show. And that first day, I got to perform some action stuff. I could jump off a trampoline, throw a punch, and throw some kicks. And I was like, I can get paid for this. This is amazing. And I was acting, and then from then on, I was like, this is what I want to do the rest of my life. And I really idolized Jackie Chan, and I never thought I could do what he did. And then after that show, the show pushed me physically, because I never had that kind of physical training or martial arts background that a lot of folks in that, in those positions have. So I knew I was lacking and I knew probably the quickest way to focus on that is to actually focus on the stunt side and the action side. So I didn't really concentrate on acting much, and I just focused on the physical side of stuff, and ended up kind of falling into stunts that way, and training with alpha stunts as well, and then going to Hong Kong and actually working as a stuntman. And then later, after Devil May Cry and doing other smaller projects, I realized that where I wanted to be was just with these guys, just doing acting and doing my own stunts and not doing stunts for other people. But you still got to pay the bills, so I still do stunts.
I had a hard time doubling other actors, but it was very difficult for me to make them look so good. Their action.
Didn't have Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
Not so much.
Yeah, I mean, stunts has its rewards, but like Johnny said, it's dangerous, getting hurt. And why you get hurt for other people? Why not take the credit for yourself? If you're going to do something, you might as well do it for yourself. Which, is with acting. When the acting comes in, create your own character. And then, if you have the physical skills to go behind it, then you just take something.
Yeah, you take the character further.
Yeah, exactly.
This is also for all of you. How did you feel when you found out how popular Devil May Cry had been?
I felt like I did this. This is because of me. I am great. I can do things.
Sit down, man.
Sorry. That's what I felt like.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if it's hit me yet. Because I feel it's just a group effort, and I know I had a lot of input, but then again, it was everybody. It was everybody's thing. So it hasn't really. I guess maybe in my own mind, I haven't done this yet. so it hasn't hit me in that sense.
Every night in the shower. Next, I will take the world.
But no, I think it's great that it's received, well received. I mean, I know 1 and 2 was pretty well received, and 3 had to meet up to a certain expectations. So there was that pressure, but again, the collaborative team, made it happen. I don't know. It's cool. I'm glad.
Yeah, I mean, I had the game, and I played the game and whatever, and it was a very cool game, and I just thought it was a very interesting story, and to actually get to go in and audition for it was pretty cool. I actually got to audition first time was for Dante.
Yep.
A while back, and then nothing really happened there, but then I got called in for the audition for Nero, and I was like, cool, different character, whatever, and gave it a shot. I had no idea what it was going to be like, and again, I can't really go into detail or anything, but to find out that he was going to be the character that you play was cool, but at the same time, I knew how big it was, and so I knew that there were going to be a ton of fans that were going to be pissed, that it's like, what? And so I was worried about that, but then after reading the script and then understanding the story and knowing what was going on, it just, everything's so much deeper.
And then he beat me out for the second biggest role in my life. Seriously, to speak seriously for just a second. I was very proud of all of the work we had done, and I felt great about having worked with everybody that was involved, because everybody that works on these games and these projects to make them entertaining puts their heart and soul into it, and they work really hard on this. So to hear that it becomes very popular, well received, justifies all of that hard work that, for a lot of shows that you do, you wonder whether or not anybody will ever see it, anybody will ever care, and it makes all of that worth it as well. So that's
Yeah.
but I still do that in the shower.
Okay, this is a question from a comment that you made during the, what was the event before this, the movie?
Q&A session?
Yeah, the comment
Oh, during the commentary.
Yes. You said that in the last cutscene where you were flashing on the final flash movement, action cutscene, you said he was wearing a mask.
Oh, no. We, for that run and then the hitting of
Yes.
the sword where I actually cut Virgil, we did a couple of different passes, and we ran and we did it, and then I didn't really swing hard,
Yeah.
and
He
then
wasn't, he wasn't,
making
they didn't
full
feel
contact.
like, for the animation, it looks like he was cutting through
But
and hitting something really hard.
So they wanted, we did a couple of versions, I don't know what motion they did, but they wanted the reality of a sword just going into a body, so we put a mat there, and I did another pass where I ran. Virgil was just a little off, we were off-centered.
I just ran by him and hit the
I
mat.
see.
And I swung as hard as I could and hit this,
The mat.
a really hard mat.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
To get that Medihari.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. But to run it up, do you think we can reset a few lines from the game? Like for Virgil, I specifically want that to be like, why isn't this working?
Say it again?
Can you?
Why isn't this
Yeah. Do you remember that one?
Sure.
Why isn't this working? Is there something missing? Must be more.
Do you remember it?
Yes.
Do you have it written down?
You want me to write it down?
Yes, please.
Oh, does anyone have pen?
And what about for Dante?
What are the other lines, George?
So.